still taking them up with 10% right now. They go in this like volcanic region of like you think like stone like regions you think that right. All the others are basically trying to make it to like the summit using their mana healing technique. Like I was trying to Asta doesn't have any mana, yet like since they have sweet power. Like I'm that something Asta right now that have to determine to make it to like the summit like Asta right now. Like fight himself like creatively like porting it out himself with like mana skin powers like scenario that I was so like after creatively like figuring that out is like the scenario that I was doing and that would be how Asta would be making it to like something that I was making even though currently Asta is like really lagging behind everyone like everything still like after like Asta figuring out like the key skin technique like I was doing like Asta would do that and then the like the key skin technique would be like even the like defenses of like the keys, the protective layer and defenses of like the key skin technique and also bring will be far stronger and tougher and superior to like the line of kills like the Michael Curry and Richard. So definitely with that's like the scenario that I'm looking like after figuring out like the key skin then like after that only surpassing that all of the other like nice who are like really struggling to like make it to like the summit like as far from like the way very back like they really like surpassing all of them and they making it to like the summit before all of them is like the scenario that I'm looking yet like I'm looking like Yami and I'm looking like it will be most likely the scenario that I'm looking is like as ten you know will be most likely making it to like the summit together it's like the scenario that I'm looking so like I'm looking like Yami and Charlotte will be like the first Yami and Butterfly would be like first selecting to get summit, and then Butterfly it will be Charlotte, and soon after Charlotte and Butterfly that it will be that after and you know making it together to like at the same time to like the summit, just like the scenario that I'm doing. Like I'm doing like definitely like has start totally lagging behind and has like the scenario to be like like you know be about to make it to like summit like it will be at that very last moment that I was like you not only noticing that Asta like basically a function from that on the way back and it will that Asta would be like making it like right next to that you know right at the moment that you know be making it to like summit so like that way how one was it like after you know will be like making it to that summit together like the scenario that I was doing. And it will be only after them that is me. And after them, I'm with the like Leopold would be like the one that will be like making it to like submit this like personality that I was like. And then after Leopold, like all the remaining magic knights of like the Crimson Lion Kings that would be like struggling their way into that finally making it towards like the summit. It's like with the scenario that I'm looking at the second of the trainers and so playing on the interesting right now for like the hot spring lines waiting in at like the location of like summit like I'm looking like that hot spring like there will be no I'm looking for there to not be any sort of like twist happening with like the hot spring being like yet another task training task or anything that makes the minimum of thing like the minimum of like that hot spring would be like that absolute satisfying reward that would be like lying waiting for all someone they would be making it to that once like all of them would be making it to like summit is like scenario that I and like my good game right now with certainly that like that hot spring at the summit would be like the best and the most relaxing hot spring in like the entire of like the world of like the animal like was definitely the best of something like that if the world of black cloth would be at that exact summit location of your team is definitely my definitely interesting. So definitely like I'm going to bring that to make them realize and I'm going to bring like it will be consciously like consciously I'm going to bring like definitely Mereoleona metal items all of them to like this attract region of like so like not only to like raise the mana skill powers to like the maximum but like and I was doing like even like the volcano like usually like the heat from the volcano there would be like the most intense that volcano and like the most intense like heat and like difficult like heat and everything like that location would be like the most intense as well as like you're saying it's definitely very get like routine as well such as on it will be having like the most that's relaxing that hot things as well at that time definitely one of the things to like teach them like not only to like greatly strengthen their management but also like after like putting in all that hard work that as for like how satisfying the reward would be at that point to teach them that how satisfying the reward as well would be to teach them that as well would be also that's the reason for like bringing that better way on like really choosing that you can have like the place exact place to like train out them to something like Manaskin while there would be like uh, a great number of other volcanoes out there in like the world of black walrus definitely my training but like if you look at you would think training and something like you think would be like the hardest that volcanic region that is that more density for them to be able to like make it to like the summit and like the best like hospitals as well would be at like you especially my terrain at right now. So you know the terrain section that absolutely going to do together like as like right now young is like watching and basically trying to at least that will make it to that summit region where like the hospitals is but the thing like right now in that journey of like Yami would be totally using its like mana skin power that you know the like so but the thing like Yami would be having absolutely no idea as for like the power see that Yami as well have like basically being able to be used like a similar to like a mana skin and basically that basically that such a technique about which like like Yami might have never even thought of or never might not even be aware of like the possibility of like being able to like use this like key power to like protected using key power as that mana skin. Like it's definitely memorable. Yami won't be even aware of that. So like I'm thinking it would be statistically memorable for that. Like it would be one like Asta would be figuring that out and like it would be after like Yami that which of me will be seeing as that like using his key as like an e skin power. Like it was only at that point that Yami would be even realizing that like he can use that key skin and like Yami as well straight away would be able to tell how like the key skin is like a superior version of like banana skin. It's like given the scenario. That's my position. So like on that way, like yeah, I'm recognizing that key skin has like a superior version of banana skin and I'm looking like from this point and from that point on I'm looking like Yami won't be like using Manaskin ever in like the future from that point on that Yami will be only using his skill and solely due to like Hasta figuring out like the key skill would be like the eventual scenario that I'm losing it on the and not remember. So looking at my question right now as for like Asta right now thinking of like basically using like the power of that payment within Asta like I'm basically like right now Asta without me creating I'm looking like Asta struggling to like bring out that power using his will but like I'm looking at the initially struggling and I'm looking like it will be like the scenario that I'm looking is that like it will be as like even like all the creation of mathematics of like the principle anything like would be like the like last to like basically you would get like the last position so like as even them as well would be like nearing like the summit like like it would be only at that point until that point like composition has been struggling to like bring out that famous transformation power of like I think like that of like the fifth floor of and after failing that after trying to bring out that power using his will and after totally failing and but like I'm like as like even like the remaining that concern line things like management squad members have really like nearing like summit like at that point I was like that workshop would be setting in and like that will be allowing us that to be able to like bring out his like demon transformation, this transformation power using will affect the scenario that I was doing. At that point I was doing like as the being surrounded by a dark aura, like the scenario that I'm doing. And yet, like I'm doing like that aura would be containing like the key power of Asgard, that Lena was right. It would be like kind of a key skin, with like the scenario that I'm thinking also. So like with that key skin as well as coupled with like the demon transformation of Asgard. Like that is for example, that delivering at that point to like having for Asgard using Asgard's split. So like with that, like I'm assuming like since like Asgard doing that transformation, like Asgard have even though a single wing still has to have like a wing at that point. And for the like using that dark wing has that only flying and with such extreme speed at that point of like the scenario that I'm looking and that way like Asgard probably making it to like the summit precisely as you know we are about to make it to like the summit as them both making it to like the summit together like the scenario that I'm about to bring out today. Basically, in short, like my brain routine for like through this like current training of Maradona and the like after not only achieving that change kind of like technique, but also like I'm going to bring that as that of being able to that bring about this chlorophyll transformation by after sheer bit as well after learning to do that and that way after being able to turn into this chlorophyll transformation whenever Asta wants just by after sheer will it's from and after learning that just through just current training of Mereoleona just in the scenario that I'm bringing so definitely one of the Korean person right now for right now Asta thinking of basically jumping into the lab for Asta to be able to willfully be able to transform into or the transformation. But we are bring right now for the scenario to be Asta right now going to the edge of that location where there will be lava beneath and Asta was just standing in the edge totally confusedly thinking because there will be that absolute fear and I'm also Asta will be totally split between and won't you decide whether he should jump and take the leap and jump or he should or what is it that what he should not really after being in a confused state the scenario and I was at that point most likely I'm different Mereoleona step 3 basically attacking Mereoleona the next step 3 would be attacking that area where Aska will be standing I'm looking Mereoleona step 3 shooting some sort of an attack to that area causing that for uh, a place where Aska would be standing to rumble and basically causing Aska to falls into about to fall into that lava the scenario that I'm looking for. So definitely I'm looking for Mereoleona would be able to totally sense that overwhelming potential but as that definitely I'm looking for that Mereoleona would be having that absolute extreme confidence that basically Asta is that Mereoleona does that Asta would be able to Asta totally Mereoleona will be having that absolute confidence in Asta that it is Asta because in Asta there lies all that immense potential which is has that will survive even lava would be that along the lines maybe not what Mereoleona would be even right now would be able to sense all that power within Asta but I can believe maybe with that confidence I'm looking like Mereoleona that was stealthily causing Asta attacking that area where Asta would be standing on the edge and basically causing Asta to really fall into the lava. So I'm looking Asta totally but Asta won't be aware of this. Asta will only think that basically that place he was standing on naturally ended up crumbling and Asta what falling to the lava would be along the lines Asta would be the only thing. But I'm looking right before Asta would be about to actually fall into the lava. That will be the second episode after that life of that situation causing that pressure causing Asta to be able to bring out this or demon transformations by this way. And I'm thinking that would be how I'm the Asta would be that's the scenario through which I'm also putting Asta into finally be able to access and use this for demon transformation as just the scenario that so, from that moment I started only learning to do it by reflection whenever he wants and after that straight away gaining that transformation after only from that getting I start straight away charging in towards the summit while flying with once or the scenarios that I'm looking for right. But suffering while all this will be happening and while Aska will be transforming into I think the transformation by Aska will and sharpening towards summit while this will be happening I'm looking at Mereoleona what would be watching seeing all this and Mereoleona would be with a smile on Mereoleona's face with in the scenario that I'm looking at the correction when it came to I definitely remember is for either that or on the possibility that I'm looking is for basically as the usually I'm looking at the development and as as I would be about to fall into the lava and as I would be struggling to really doing everything is power to usually bring about that with floor being transformation, but it's still not working and as that will be falling into the lava. It's the other possibility that I have. But I'm assuming it will be the moment that after will be falling into and getting swallowed by the lava that the transformation the floor being transformation will be happening. So naturally when that transformation happens, it's just I'm assuming naturally straight away as that getting the heat skin the scenario that I've designed, the key skin being extremely significantly stronger than minor skins key skin totally easily surviving and protecting us from the lava at that point is the scenario that I'm so as of that way basically leaving out from the emerging from the lava as uh as that only falling into like the lava while not being able to like achieve his like the pure demon transformation, but like I'm like from like the lava as the like immersing the into like the pure demon transformation form. It's like the scenario, the possible scenario that I'm immersing the immersion. So like the feeling of the immersion right now with like Asta right now basically like transforming into like demon pure transformation for like Black Asta basically like with like Black Asta right now already making it close to like where it's like I'm looking right now itself like I'm looking like things to totally backfire on Asta because like I'm looking like especially right now there's like Asta is still not having much control over like the Black Asta transformation like another definitely Asta right now itself like Asta that would get really close to like swap would be like I'm looking Asta all of them like losing just like concentration and basically just one thing Asta right now because like totally losing his like concentration and like even more losing his like control over like Asta concentration and like that causing like Asta to totally fall down with like the scenario that I'm working and I'm like Asta totally crashing to like the location where exactly Noel as well as Leopold would be just like the scenario that I'm running right now. And I was like from there, like once again, like as the struggling, as I would be still having maintaining us like black as the transformation, but like still I'm like as I would be like struggling to once again to take control for us to be able to like once again take flight in his like black as the transformation. So like I'm looking like as the struggling and I was like that possibly I'm looking like as the only finally by the time Asta would be finally succeeding in like getting that absolute control over his like current absolute control over his like Asta transformation and Asta uh would be at that point finally like using his swing like Asta would be straight away flying and at that point I'm like the control like Asta would be like flying even faster than like here Asta without control right now like flying in the new level there. So like I'm looking right as like would be about to make it to like the summit and you'll be totally thinking that they begin. So like basically haven't Asta wasn't able to like make it in time. Would be along the lines that he has surpassed that into like current training would be along the lines, getting but like a writer be just about to make it to like the summit like point like has that like rushing into that location at like jet speed flight speed of like the scenario that I'm in this like has the transformation like scenario that I'm and definitely have to remember the mission that like and that's that would be making it to like the summit at the very same time is like looking at it and moving on. Like remember the encryption right now as for like the BlackAsta's like anti-magic like flowing within him that basically like being drawn towards like specifically Mereoleona of all people present there like like Yami as well as Charlotte present there like Asta like anti-magic right now in his like BlackAsta transformation precisely being drawn towards like specifically Mereoleona's like mana and the different like especially because of like the demons present within like Asta that would be like allowing the pocket to go over like black after transformation. Something I would mention that 3 months within Aska would be like totally the like loving challenging fight system limit of time. So like I'm looking right now in like the person like in like the region of Utent right now. Like I'm looking like among like Mereoleona, and Yanu and Charlotte. Like I'm looking currently the most person there would be Mereoleona. Mereoleona currently would be like stronger than Yami, if you remember and which might be the precise shoulder reason for like the anti-magic within Asta being drawn towards like specifically Mereoleona is definitely the so like Mereoleona right now would be like even stronger than Yami, but like I'm going to bring that to totally change during like the once like the Royal Knights exam would be that dividend. And I'm going to bring like in that Royal Knights exam, I'm still taking a member because I like Mereoleona would be getting lad. In that fight, like I'm going to be like in the round of like Mereoleona, like Yami as well would be like and so in that Royal Knight exam, like I'm going to like as part of like the as part of like that setup for like the competition, like I'm looking like Mereoleona as well as Yami ending up in like the same round, and I'm looking for like them both going against each other and facing off against each other, it's like the scenario that I'm doing. And in that fight, like I'm looking right now, I'm looking like in that fight, like what Yami like sees this struggle against like the overwhelming zero strength of like Mereoleona towards like the majority of that fight between like Yami and Mereoleona. But like I'm looking as that fight progresses, like Yami totally unlocking like more hidden power within like hidden power and hidden potential within Yami, with which like I'm looking Yami getting that serious power upgrade, with which like I'm looking at it would be like through that fight that I'm looking like Yami would be like getting grown stronger than even Mereoleona and like surpassing Mereoleona and overcoming and defeating Mereoleona and like the scenario. that I'm in the scenario that I'm looking. So like currently, like I'm like it would be that Mereoleona that would be like even stronger than yeah, it's definitely number three ambition. But and like right now with like the like with like most likely the demons within Asta like throwing Asta towards like Mereoleona right now with like Asta right now charging towards like Mereoleona. But different like right now like the demons like I'm different like most likely even like taking a bit of control over Asta and like maybe like causing Asta to like basically swing his like sword trying to like strike Mereoleona right now with Asta's like ultimate current like BlackAsta, like anti-magic power, it's like the scenario that I'm pursuing. Yet, like I'm looking like Mereoleona, like mana and magic powers and resource that's only powerful that I'm pursuing like Mereoleona. So we're depending that effect from that attack and basically that sending us that line back. It's like the scenario that I'm pursuing. So like even with like Asta's anti-magic power like Mereoleona, like totally depending and basically attacking back and basically sending us the flying with like not much difficulty at all, like the scenario that I'm building. That would be how much extremely is a bit of the strong Mereoleona currently would be. It's definitely when compared to the definitely my preference. When compared to BlackAsta, it's definitely currently it's definitely my preference, right? Definitely my preference right now with Black. It seems like Mereoleona that has pulled Asta towards her right when attacking Asta definitely would be out of that extreme fear, right? That proud feeling that she might have had towards like Nafta right now. It's definitely not the brain place. Especially because like definitely my brain emotions are like from the moment that basically Mereoleona had basically seen Asta like itself like I'm looking like for like first time itself like Mereoleona would like straight away while with like Asta's presence near Mereoleona in that whole like basically underground area of like the of Julius Castle. Like at that point, itself, I'm referring Marliana could have totally straight away tell that basically as that didn't work with any mana at all, especially might and be reimbursed. So like yeah, like Mereoleona straight away taking task as well for the training might have been precisely because of like Mereoleona. Even while Mereoleona might have been able to like straight away tell that Asta didn't possess any magic like Amazon, like Mereoleona might have also been able to tell that basically that overwhelming key potential lying within Asta, like really Mereoleona might have been totally even being might have been able to like sense that. Definitely remember the reimbursed. So definitely in this that current training in that you'll remember like from that Mereoleona's point of view, like like it might have been like has that like Mereoleona might have felt as like the among all the other magic knights like that participated like that went through this like current training of like reaching the summit in like using the ambassador like it might have been as certainly asked that like from Mereoleona's point of view, like Mereoleona, even while she might have totally knew that like Asta have all that potential within it, like, yet like I'm prepared for Asta to be able to like figure out that potential and for Asta to be able to like make it to like the summit like that's like I'm preparing like would might have been one thing that like Mereoleona might have had like the least hopes of when comparing Asta to like the remaining Magic Knights that went through this training, like Mereoleona might have had like the least focus on Asta specifically completing like this like training and reaching the summit is definitely one of the dream. But like once like Asta, so like that might be the precise reason for like Asta right now with like Asta having figured out like it's like transformation and basically like figure out like the solution and Asta right now being able to like transform and uh, turn into like Black Asta by will and basically Asta so make figuring out like the solution to like his situation in like the evolution training like I'm doing that might have totally made like Mereoleona as like a teacher like so extremely proud of Asta. Definitely my professor. So like she might have been proud of like Asta even way more than the others. Like for like Asta coming up with like solution like that, which like she might have had like the least hopes of like number thing like slowly maybe it might be due to that like once like Asta found like the solution, she might have been so extremely overjoyed and happy and proud of like Asta and proud of herself as like a teacher of that. It's like the scenario that I'm living. And this might be the reason for like Mereoleona specifically after like at that like Black Asta transformation through sheer will like Mereoleona totally like pulling Asta towards her and even attacking Asta would be out of her sheer proud feeling and joyful feeling towards like Asta. It's like and towards herself as like a teacher, especially my personal and person right now. Like the thing is same person right now as well, like Mereoleona like right now telling others how like great like the husband of you can just yet like no one bothers like to come to like the husband of you can and basically so like me being able to like have it also that around the lines like Mereoleona has been saying like so like since Mereoleona used the word we like I'm like the like other person like I'm it might have been Mereoleona and just one more person that might have for like the past great number of years like might have often showed up to and spend time in like in the confidence of like you say the certainly member and that other person might have been like usually on certainly member. But the female represent right now as for like Mereoleona right now relating to like Noelle how like Mereoleona was never able to like defeat like a lady Acier Noelle's mother like even while Mereoleona like masculine attribute was like advantages against like Acier's like ambassador so like Acier's like masculine attributes might have definitely been ice attributes certainly member so like things like fire melt ice like basically ambassador that way like so like ambassador like even while Noelle's like masculine attribute is like water set of water like I'm like a facial like not some other facial like might have definitely been that of like ice. Was definitely might have been there. Minimum strength and sitting on the figure that they really ACR might have definitely had some sort of like a toughness in which definitely never spent. So like even while ACR was thoughts right now like I'm like no one like number like even then like I'm ACR might have totally wanted like ACR might have been totally absolutely passionate to like uh, of a job as like a match next for captain. Definitely as might have been like next for captain. So like that protection of like the clothing, the and everything. Like she might have been like doing her duty with that absolute passion and might have taken so much pride in like being like part of like the army of like the clothing but as like a magic knight for captain and everything. It's definitely when famous. So like I'm like so like I'm like even towards like Asia's stuff like Asia might have wanted to like basically Asia might have only seen her friend like maybe like Asia might have only felt that like after like Asia getting like the term like Asia might have only felt that basically she won't be able to like Asia might have only felt that basically she like since like she won't be able to like save to do her duties anymore and like keep protecting like the clothing the like at least that one day what Acer might have thought that like Acer mindset might have been to like basically at least for her through for like basically to give like all of her like successfully strong magic to like her daughter while she didn't work to her daughter so that like basically and like Acer might have had that absolute hope that basically her daughter would like exactly like her would share that very same passion to like be a magic knight and magic knight for captain and really protect to be a magic knight and protect like the power thing that and everything. So like with that hope and like Asia might have totally like while Asia had given birth like Amazon like during that time like Asia might have and Asia might have been absolutely certain like even before like giving birth like Asia might have been certain that like she won't be able to like survive like the pregnancy also the minimum of the pregnancy. So like maybe that might have been like even what like sort of might have even told Asia was definitely able to support yet, like I'm looking that Acer might have maybe told that the like if that's a secret from like the others, even including Acer husband is also like a particular and something. So like and I'm looking that maybe that might have been what might have happened. That so like Acer it might have been Acer's decision to like want to give birth and another like absolutely no one in like the Sipa family might have known at all about like Acer like kernel is there like they do like they might have only known that like Acer had like some sort of like an illness but like the actuality of like the situation might have been that it might have been like a terminal illness, which like that factor like and like Acer might have kept it like everyone including husband in like the family might have been what kind of happened to the so like I'm saying like even before giving birth like Acer might have been like certain that like if she gives birth like she definitely like the moment she would be given birth like she would be that totally won't be able to like survive and she be like the along the lines like Asia might have strongly present the name of the so like I was thinking that while Asia might have since like Asia like match 29% and something that luckily Asia's like match attribute might have definitely been ice match attribute like I'm looking like while giving birth to like Noel like basically Asia might have give all of our strength and all of our magical mana and powers to like he might have totally transferred it to like Noel. Along with that, transferring that magic like magic of ice, ultimate magic of nature like Aether might have also like transferred that like absolute uh, added that absolute warmth of like the love of a mother as well to that Noel while giving birth to Noel might have been what might have happened and that like warmth might have been what might have melted like the ice attribute of like Acier, and so like I'm looking like by like so like I'm bring that might have been how like the ice attribute of Acier by during the transferring to Noel, like I'm bring might have melted, and that might be how like Noel might have brought on like the water attribute instead of like the ice attribute of Acier. It's definitely also might have been so like I'm thinking like maybe it might be for impression that every other member of like the Silva family uh, might have inherited like the height attribute like of like every other children of like Asia might have including like Nozzle might have inherited like the height attribute like magic height attribute like mana magical power of like Asia, but like I'm looking like the case of Noel around that I'm looking that Noel might be like the like only child of like Asia that might have like the water attribute magical powers. Certainly might have been a picture. So the impression for like unlike Asia like other children like really no one like siblings and they during their birth like I'm like during then like I'm in Asia might have not had like the terminal illness especially when training. So like I'm putting those birth might have that could happen naturally, but like I'm in the case of like the birth of Noel like there might have been a whole lot of like focus and like a whole lot of work done from like Asia side to like basically to stay focused and to like properly transfer all that mana as well as that as like Asia might have been totally expecting that like this would be like the end of like that her journey of life might be like about to end like the moment that she would be giving birth to Noel like I'm think there might have been all that intensity like basically like in Asia like the and focus that might have went on with like that might have been going on with like Asia during that time like giving birth to like Noel, and that might be how like basically that warmth of like that mother's love like basically might have caused like the ice attribute to melt and the Noah's alone attribute like the magical attribute and also like basically ending up becoming like a water attribute might have been what might have happened is definitely necessary. Okay, so like the thing of when right now, so the solutions like right now for like Asta to be able to like transform into like this like BlackAsta transformation like basically by sheer will like Asta help like one of the sword that like both of its arms and it and that like the key flow and fill Asta body like I'm bringing the feelings like Asta has like more than one sword like I'm bringing like the tool contain the thing like the other sword could be different from like the tool contained in like the current sword of current thought which like as the transformed into like black as the bomb is definitely not ended. So like I'm like initially about the like as the only figuring that out and I'm like initially as the having another transformation it could be like a different version of like the black as the transformation which I'm about to bring like would be which I'm about to bring like as the initially like that is just figuring out by like doing the very same thing but on like the other sort of like the by holding that sort of like that other sort but like both of us and letting like the different key which like that key within that other zone would be like different so like letting that way letting that different key flow through us and as the body and it maybe like I'm something as that way getting a different transformation into like the eventual future scenario that I'm referring like a different version of like the even a different version of BlackAsta transformation like the scenario that I'm looking at that point Asta totally achieving and figuring out like in the scenario that I'm looking at. I'm looking like eventually in like the and after that like I'm looking like the distance future I'm looking like Asta totally figuring out like uh, another different ultimate transformation where like I'm looking like it to be like I'm looking like scenario to be like Asta holding both of its arm on both of sword and basically allowing that the two different versions of these form of like as the source to like flow through and fill as the body. And basically that way as the that achieving some sort of like an ultimate next level superior transformation, powerful transformation that will be like the that and that ultimate transformation will be that will be having like the both the different keys like position that alternate transformation of like Asta at that point would be having like so that transformation Asta would having like access to like both the different keys and different types of keys. This will be like from both the source of Asta specifically the primary. So like Asta being able to like use like both those key powers in that ultimate transformation layer and able to like Asta at that point like being able to combine those two different keys from those two sources and basically to create some sort of like combining those two different fields and basically creating some sort of like engine more superior the ultimate chief of which like after would be like fighting in that ultimate transformation of like Asta which I'm also something it would be that most likely happening in like the very distant future. Like Asta figuring out and achieving such an ultimate transformation like the distant future is like an eventual possible scenario that ends up bringing up the game.